Hello, dear students. Welcome back to the session. That is a continuation of design of differential band break. So, in the previous session, we have discussed already. We have come across with the case one where the lever of the drum is downside. But here, in case of case two, the lever will be placed upside. So, just a glance once all the previous steps. Say in case of differential band break, similar to the simple band break, the first step is to calculate the torque. So torque is calculated by using the fundamental expression P is equal to 2 pi nt divided by 60 into 1000. So with the help of this, you will be getting the torque in Newton meter, then it is to be converted into Newton mm. Then you have to proceed with the calculation of forces. Say Ft is to be calculated by using T by R ratio. And then F1, F2 are to be calculated either by using page number 269 of data handbook or page number 269 by using the respective equations 13.18C and 13.18D, what we have discussed in the previous session. And F1 is like this and F2 is this equation. So here you will be getting the tight side tension as well as slack side tension. And if V grooved pulley is given, in that case you have to replace mu from mu by sin alpha. And fourth step, that is what the thing, so what we have concluded in the last class, that is the actuating force uh, acting at required at the end of the lever. So with respect to that case one, so here the lever is upside, downside, and for A and B conditions that we have to consider here for clockwise rotation and for anti-clockwise rotation. For clockwise rotation, again there are two conditions. Say B2 is greater than B1 and B2 is less than B1. So if B2 is greater than B1, F acts in the upward direction. If B2 is less than B1, F will be acting in the downward direction. Again, the notations as per their definitions, such as F1, F2, B2, B1, and A, and F, and it is rotating in clockwise. So this will be the tight side tension, and this side will be the slack side tension, taking summation of moment about the fulcrum point. Say that moment equation that is written here, such as F into A plus F2 into B. Both are giving the moment in the same direction, but F1 into B2, this will give the moment in the opposite direction. Hence, it is written as the negative sign, that is equal to 0. This thing is already discussed in the previous class. Now, F is formulated here. F is equal to F1 B2 minus F2 B1 divided by A. That is what equation number 13.19E. And for self-locking, F is less than or equal to 0, so that the equation which is obtained here as f1 by f2 is less than or equal to b1 by b2. But f1 by f2 is what? F1 by f2 is e raised to mu theta. Similarly, for b2 is less than b1 condition, f is acting in the downward direction, so that f equation that is formulated, and e equation e raised to mu theta, that is the condition of self-locking. That is what the derived thing here. Similarly, we have discussed the things related to the counterclockwise direction also, where B2 is greater than B1, so that F acts in the upward direction. Now there are sides that are interchanged. So right side will be the tight side and left side is the slack side, because this is the pulling side and this is the pushing side of the band. Hence, this will be the having force exerted here is less as compared to F1. And the equation which is written, that is moment equation, taking moment summation of moments about the fulcrum point and equating to 0 based upon the equilibrium condition. And for self-locking, F is less than or equal to 0, simplifying this equation, you will be getting simplifying and rearranging the terms. What we get, e raised to mu theta is greater than or equal to b2 by b1. So this thing what we have discussed in the previous session. Now let us begin with the case 2, where the lever is upside. The lever is placed at the upper side. So lever of the drum that is placed at the upper side, and again here also the same conditions that we have to consider. If b2 is greater than less than b1, so here the direction of force that it changes, because if you take the particular mirror image of the earlier sketches, so the f if it is acting in the downward direction there, now it will be acting in the upward direction in this particular case. So b2 is less than b1, in that case f acts in the upward direction. But what was the case there? B2 is less than B1, F is downward. So downward means if I rearrange the sketch, if I redraw the sketch in the downward direction by keeping the lever in the downward side, so that F will be again in the downward direction itself. And only the change is what? The direction of clockwise and anti-clockwise rotation. If it is rotating in clockwise direction, F1 is this one and F2 exists are induced at this side. So this will be the pushing side and this will be the pulling side. So here summation of moments is taken and equated to 0 about the fulcrum point. So that moment given by this F into A. So that is anti-clockwise moment minus F1 into B1. So that is giving the clockwise moment. So minus of F1 B1 and F2 B2, that is again anti-clockwise moment, that will be with the positive sign itself equal to 0. So F is equal to F1 B1 minus F2 B2 divided by A. This is what the expression that is formulated. So once the equation is formulated for self-locking condition, F is less than or equal to 0. By using this condition, say F1 B1 is minus F2 B2 is equal to 0. And if I rewrite again, if I take the F2 B2 term to the RHS, then that will be uh, greater than or less than or equal to F2 B2. So F1 B1 is less than or equal to F2 B2. And e raised to mu theta is equal to B2 by B1. How this particular thing is resulted here? Say taking F1 by divided by F2 on one side, that is forces on one side, less than or equal to B2 by B1. B2 by B1. But F1 by F2 is nothing but e raised to mu theta. So this is what the expression that we have to write. So this is the case what we have to consider. Next, say if the same thing, if B2 is greater than B1, now the F value that is acting in the downward direction. So this case is opposite to the earlier case. So downward direction, and here the drum is rotating in clockwise means F1 remains there itself, F2 is also remain there itself, and the equation of moment only that is changing here, because the moment given by F is clockwise now. Earlier it was anti-clockwise, hence it is written with the negative sign. Remaining terms they are having the same sign conventions. Say F2 B2, that is positive, and F1 B1 that is with the negative sign, and the FA is also with the negative sign. So F is formulated as F2 B2 minus F1 B1 divided by A. So this is another equation, say for F. And again, with respect to the self-locking condition, say for self-locking condition, what is the condition? Say F is less than or equal to 0. So that F2 by F1 is B1 by B2, F1 by F2 is greater than or equal to B2 by B1. So by interchanging the terms here, denominator is written in the numerator, numerator is written in the denominator, or you can say the cross multiplication. So that F1 by F2, that less than symbol becomes greater than symbol, and B2 by B1 in the RHS. So that e raised to mu theta. What is that e raised to mu theta? F1 by F2. So F1 by F2 is nothing but e raised to mu theta. So e raised to mu theta is greater than or equal to B2 by B1. So this is an optional case what we have considered here. So usually what we get, we will be getting the most of the cases like this itself, where B2 is less than or equal to B1 or B2 is greater than or equal to B1. But usually this is the most offered, most oftenly used case. So that F is acting downward and F2, say B2 is less than B1. Say if it is 50 mm and it is 100 mm. So this is what the equation that is derived after taking the moment about the fulcrum point. And F2 B1 is less than or equal to F1 B2 if F is less than or equal to 0. This is for self-locking condition. And with respect to F1 B2, F1 B2, F1 by F2 is greater than or equal to B1 by B2. F1 by F2 is nothing but e raised to mu theta, which is greater than or equal to B1 by B2. So this is another expression that we have to mention here. So usually this will be the case that will be given in the most of the situations. So with respect to this, You have to remember that we have to draw the particular sketch if it is given. If it is not given, then also we have to draw it, and we have to indicate all the usual notations, and we have to take the moment about the fulcrum point, and we have to formulate the expression of f. So by taking moment about the fulcrum point, say fa minus f2 b1 minus plus f1 b2 f f1 b2, and this is also giving the same moment in the same direction of f. So that will also with the same sign convention of f. Next thing is that we have to proceed with the next part. So this is what these are the steps, they are related with the calculation of the actuating force. So once you calculate the actuating force, the next step is to go for the, as usual, or the general, as per the general procedure, say design of band. So design of band, there we have to calculate the thickness of the band, that is 0.005 into d. D is the diameter of the drum, diameter of the drum, that we have to calculate here using equation number 13.18 n, page number 269. And the width of band also we have to calculate, that is b f1 divided by h into sigma d, that is 13.18 o, page number 269. Now sigma d is allowable stress for the band material, so that is usually 50 to 55 or 56 Newton per mm square if unknown, that we have to assume. And after this, the next step is to carry out the design of lever. So usually the brake lever is made of rectangular cross section, and with respect to the material, suppose if material is specified, that is well and good. If material is not given, so assume C40 steel or C30 steel, any particular material, steel material itself, by using appendix of the data handbook. Appendix of In appendix you have to refer table number 1.8, page number 463 464, and there the value of sigma y for C40 steel is 324, and assume the factor of safety in between 2 to 3, so better you assume 3, so that the value of sigma b will be 108 Newton per mm square. So here the lever is to be treated as a simply supported beam or cantilever beam, usually cantilever beam. So lever acts as a cantilever beam, so that the bending equation is m by I is equal to sigma b by y. So what is m? M is f max into perpendicular distance, f max into perpendicular distance. In case of simple band brake, f, the operating force itself is considered for the calculation of maximum bending moment, as the maximum value of f for clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. But here the different case, because on either side of the fulcrum we will be having the forces. So if I consider the right side of the fulcrum point, if I consider the right side of the fulcrum point, suppose if this is the lever, and these are the two end points, and this is the fulcrum point. So here also I will be having one force, here also I will be having one force, another force is here. Either you consider left side or right side. So if I consider right side, there will be two forces. So with respect to with for that, I want the maximum bending moment that is at the fulcrum point itself. So with respect to that, the force exerted at this particular point multiplied by this distance. So this distance is what? B2. This distance is B2. So by considering the shorter arm, you have to consider the shorter arm here, shorter arm which is having a length of B2 itself, no doubt, shorter arm. So perpendicular distance is to be treated as B2, and F max is to be considered, say if it is rotating clockwise, so this will be F1. If it is rotating in anti-clockwise, this side will be F2. So F1 or F2 is to be taken as F max depending upon the situation and direction of rotation, either F1 or F2. So this is what the thing that we have to remember. So while calculating the maximum bending moment, we have to consider the shorter arm which is having a length of B2, and the respective force as the maximum force. Respective force as the maximum force is to be considered here, either F1 or F2, F1 or F2. So out of either of these two is to be taken as F maximum force, and the perpendicular distance is always B2 itself. And after this, you have to go for the next calculation, that is y and moment of inertia. Y is h1 by 2 and I is b1 h1 cube divided by 12. So h1 and b1 are the thickness and width of the lever. So usually h1 is in terms of b1, that is thrice the b1 value. So if suppose if it is given, that is well and good. If it is not given, you have to assume that value as either twice the width or thrice the width. Now substituting all these equations 2, 3 and 4 in equation number 1, that is main equation, so that you will have to solve this equation. M by I is equal to sigma by y, or sigma is equal to m into y divided by I. By using that relation, you have to get the value of h1 and p1. And the last step here is to design the fulcrum pin. So this is another optional step, not compulsory, but even though in some of the cases if it is asked, you have to solve this. So to calculate the diameter of the fulcrum point, so consider the clockwise rotation of the drum and F is acting in the downward direction. So F is acting in the downward direction means B2 is less than B1. And that is of case 1 itself. Draw the FBD, free body diagram of the lever for the given sketch. So it is drawn here and assumed a lever. So here F2 is acting in this direction and F1 is acting upward and F is acting downward, and this is the distance of B2 and this is B1. And at a fulcrum point, there will be uh, at fulcrum point, Fx and Fy are the reactions at the pin. So Fx and Fy that we have to calculate. So by using the equilibrium condition, summation of horizontal forces equated to 0 and summation of vertical forces are also equated to 0. So now if I consider horizontal components are only two here. One is Fx is acting in this direction and another one is the resolved component of F2. So F2 is having some inclination. So by seeing the sketch, you have to calculate the angle of that, or you have to find out the angle of that, depending upon the value of angle of wrap. Based upon that itself, and by tracing the extensions, you can get the F2 resolved component. So F2 resolved component of F2 is F2 into cos phi. So that is in newtons. Similarly, if I take vertical components, summation of vertical components equated to 0. So one is resolved component of F2 acting upward, F2 sin phi plus F1 which is also acting in the upward direction, and F is acting in the downward direction, so minus of F. And in addition to that, Fy is also acting downward, which is assumed, so minus of Fy, that is equal to 0. Now Fy is equal to F1 plus F2 sin phi minus F is equal to some newtons. Suppose if Fy is negative, in that case change the direction. Now resultant force is required. Resultant Fr is equal to square root of Fx square plus Fy square is equal to some newtons. And fulcrum pin is subjected to the shearing action here, and which is double shear, because of it is the pin which is subjected to two kinds of moments or the forces here. Since Fr is given by 2 into pi by 4 dp square, this is what the area multiplied by 2, and tau p is the shear stress induced in the pin. So here pin material, if it is given, that is well and good. Otherwise, assume the same material which is assumed for the brake lever, C30 steel or C40 steel. So that tau p is sigma b by 2. That is half of that earlier normal stress or bending stress. So then by using these relations, you can calculate the diameter of the pin. So this is what the design procedure related to the differential band brake. So just glance once from first to last. Say the first step, that is to calculate the torque. The first step is to calculate the torque. And the second step is to calculate the Ft, tangential force. Ft equal to T by R. Third force is to calculate F1 and F2. F1 right side force and F2 slack side force by using page number 267 or 269. Then fourth step is to calculate actuating force. Either of these cases, the most preferred case is B2 is less than 1 and F is acting downward direction. So you have to remember this particular case or the equations, or it at the most that may be like this also. So these are the most preferred cases. So any one case that will be given, so based upon that case you have to calculate the actuating force F. So that to calculate actuating force F, we have to use the fundamental expressions of equilibrium condition, that is taking summation of moment at fulcrum point, equating all the moments to zero, summation of moments to zero, so that you will be getting the equation of f. We can formulate the equation of f, and also in the meantime we can go for the self-locking condition derivation also, that is f is less than or equal to 0. So this equation itself is to be considered, and it is equated to a symbol, that is f is less than or equal to 0 is to be written, so that you can solve the equation, so that you will be getting the ratio as f2 by f1 or f1 by f2. If you are getting f2 by f1, interchange the terms, so that the sign convention that changes here, self less than sign becomes greater than sign. So e raised to mu theta is greater than or equal to b2 by b1 or less than b1 by b2, like that you will be getting. So that is a condition for the self locking. And after that you will be having design of band step. So in design of band step, we have to calculate thickness of band and width of band by using equation 13.18n and 13.18o, page number 269 of data handbook. And allowable stress for the band, if it is not given, assume that value like this, 50 to 55. And design of lever step, here we have to consider the lever as the cantilever, and shorter arm is to be taken into account, so that directly we can write the expression for maximum bending moment as m is equal to, as I told, shorter arm. So f max is either f1 or f2, directly I will write. So f1 or f2 that you have to consider, multiplied by the perpendicular distance, that is the length of the shorter arm, that is b2. So this is what the equation that you have to remember for the calculation of maximum bending moment. And after that you have to go for the uh, calculation of width and thickness of the lever. So once you calculate width and thickness of the lever, so here you have to assume material for the lever as C40 steel or C30 steel, and appendix table that you have to refer, page number 463, 464, like that. And last step is design a fulcrum point or fulcrum pin. So here you have to draw the free body diagram of the given lever and get the values of f1 and f2 as well as fx and fy reactions, pin reactions, and resultant pin reaction value that you have to get. And after that pin is subjected to double shear, write this expression and get the value of dp, that is the diameter of pin. So this is what the design procedure for the differential band brake. So in the next session, I will continue with the problems on differential band brake. Thank you.